Hey, it's Eric here, and I'm in my 2009 Mustang GT500. It's a real Carroll Shelby autograph, and it's been sent to Shelby America in Las Vegas to have the special edition package put on it in 2011. Which has only got 15,000 miles. So it's probably this is the nicest and fastest car that I've ever owned or driven. Maybe not driven, but ever owned. It's got a long list of upgrades. It's absolutely beautiful. Fully loaded. It's got navigation. And I actually picked this up from a woman. She's a first owner, bought it brand new in 2009. Or actually, I think she bought it in early 2010. And I will include the 1.5 inch thick worth of paperwork and documents that come with the car, after spending, of course, the sticker price on the car at about $59,000 plus tax and all that stuff. You end up, over 60 grand. Then you have the Shelby America bill, which is $19,600 to do this special edition package. On top of that, the Whipple supercharger with a 2.6 on it, and that is like $9,700, something like that. So what we start doing is realizing we're getting up close to and possibly over $95,000 in the build on this car. Now I'm in my residential area and I can't get on it here. I have neighbors that I want to keep, but I can assure you I can send you all the paperwork and documentation on the dyno that was done on it. 660 horses to the wheels, and this car is one of those cars that will just really get away from you if you're not careful. You really want to know how to drive a car like this, or you want to maybe take lessons to learn how to drive a car like this. It is not a joke how fast this car is. One of the things I really love, it's got the Whipple supercharger, and it's funny, I think they call them Whipple because of the sound they make. So you hear whoop, it goes like that, almost says Whipple. This is a convertible. It's number 00022 of the series, which actually Shelby America saves the first 20 numbers for their own personal stock use. So actually this was the second special edition in 2011 that was built, and it was the #1 convertible that was built in 2011. This is an extremely rare car that really probably in some ways isn't another one like it. It's got gobs of upgrades, little upgrades here and there, and it's like I feel like this woman, like every time she could turn around and put something else on it, she did. It's got the Borla exhaust that's specifically made for the convertible, so it's not so loud, it's droning inside, but when you get on it you can really hear the exhaust. The 2.8 Whipple supercharger, so yeah, it makes 660 horses to the rear. It's got carbon fiber chin spoiler, rocker panels, mirror upgrade. The authentic and certified Carroll Shelby signature there in 2011. That's a year before he passed away in 2012. Now keep in mind, this car only has 15,300 miles on it. It is about like a brand new car, but we have been driving it some. She drove it some, but obviously nobody ever drove it much, with it being the year model that it is. Really cool hood pins here. I mean, I've only ever kept it in the garage. I've never really driven it in the rain. I got caught in the rain once. Of course, it's not a big deal, but I know how people can be really particular about that. So this has got the Super Snake hood as well, which is also another additional cost. I've got to remember how to open it up. There we go. So Super Snake hood. And the carbon fiber here was custom painted with the flames on it. I'm not a flames person. Like I said, the gal that I bought it from, she kind of had some stuff with flames on it. I was going to see if I could wet sand that off. I think it could be wet sanded off and just go back to the regular carbon fiber. But that's about like, that piece right there is like $700. So when you start adding up all the tiny little things, it's just crazy. The other thing that's awesome is I got the, let me see if I can punch the gas again with the top up, with the hood up, because it sounds so freaking awesome. It's just ridiculous. And when you get on this thing, I mean, you know it. It's not a joke. My dad rode in the car with me. He said this car is Lamborghini fast, Ferrari fast, you know. Actually, I took a little trip down to the beach, and I'm sorry I did not detail the vehicle out 100% perfectly. So, but I wanted to show that it's got the amp back here, which is really tastefully done. And then when you pop up where the spare tire is, really expensive Memphis car audio set up here, and the stereo in this thing just sounds freaking amazing. This is my opinion on the car. There's quite a few GT500s out there for sale. I get that. Most of them are stock. They haven't had the authorized or authentic. They haven't had the authentic upgrade from Carroll, you know, from Shelby America in Las Vegas. You just go down to the dealership, you buy a GT500, you drive it. This is not that car. This car's got another like $50,000 worth of upgrades when you go to from bumper to bumper on it. So of course the roll bar, and the roll bar's got the brake light in it, which is really cool. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, what I was gonna say is, to me, I think the car deserves to be driven. Of course, you're welcome to buy it, just park it in your garage, show it to your friends, but I bought the car to drive it, and it's just too much power for my wife. And having a vehicle in the garage that my wife's not driving for us in our family right now is just not something that we need. So my loss, your gain. I'm putting it up, you know, for a fraction of what's been invested in the car. This is one of those cars that everybody puts money in, and the guy who wins is the last person who buys it. So I'll see if I can get out on the road or get over to Atlanta Motor Speedway at the track and get some videos of it really getting on it. I never even drove over like 40 miles an hour here, but just wanted to do a quick video for all those who are asking. It's not 100% perfect with a spoiler that low. It has been bumped when it's been parked. There's a couple of little cracks right there and one little spot right there. I didn't bother replacing that because as soon as I put a brand new one on, my dad has a Mercedes AMG Mercedes-Benz. We replaced that piece like 6 times and we finally stopped replacing it, because every time you put a brand new one on, you hit that one bump, crack, it goes again. So it's carbon fiber, it's not going to fall apart, and I just didn't see any point in fixing it. It is a driver, it has been a driver. There's like one tiny little spot, I don't even know how it happened. There's a little tiny spot right here, tiny little ding there, got touch up painted, could be done a little bit better. Other than that, I mean, the car's like brand new. I mean, it's just incredible. So, and like I said, absolutely incredible stereo. It's got lifetime satellite radio on it as well, which is really cool. So anyways, give us a call. I'll have it listed on my website at peachtreeclassiccars.com. It's not my business vehicle. I just happen to own a dealership that sells antique automobiles. This is my personal vehicle, although because I was test driving it to see if we would keep it, I have not registered it yet, meaning I can easily pass it on to you as still a one owner. It's a Carfax one owner, and if you'll look at some of the other GT500s that are for sale out there, you'll see that even with 25,000 or 30,000 miles on them, you're up to the 4th owner, sometimes the 5th owner. People buy these things, they drive them 1,000 miles and then they sell them. And maybe it's because it's just too much car for somebody. It's a wicked fast car. I'm not exaggerating how fast this car is. It's fast as crap. It's much faster than most people realize until they get in it and they get scared because they almost drive it off the road, which is what happened when I test drove it before I even purchased it. So thankfully I didn't wreck it, but I recovered. I have a little bit of driver training, but not much. So I am no race car driver. Okay, I've babbled on a lot. This is a gorgeous car. I wish I could keep it. If my wife was in love with it, I wouldn't even think about selling it. you know, a fraction of the cost of what she's invested in it, a fraction of the cost of what it costs to buy a new one. In fact, I was at the Atlanta Mustang Club, and the guy parked next to me, he's got the 2020, you know, GT500, which is absolutely beautiful. It's not available in a manual, but my car parked next to his car, they're both beautiful cars. I love his 2020, it's gorgeous. There's a $115,000 car, so, you know, $120,000 car, so for half the price, you know, this is all the car that you would expect out of a Shelby. So anyways, I look forward to hearing from you. I think the right guy, it's going to just absolutely, or gal, this was female owned its whole life except for me for a few months, so is going to really enjoy this car.